Hi, I'm Caitlin, and this is Book Chats, and today I'm reviewing #Famous by Jilly Gagnon. This was the fourth debut that I read this year, and I was surprised by how much I enjoyed it. This is a book that ostensibly, on the surface, seemed like it was going to be a lot more shallow than it actually ended up being, and that's because I judged it based on the premise, which is kind of that it was inspired by the whole Alex from Target thing. I don't know if you guys remember Alex from Target. It was like this thing that happened 3 years ago? 4 years ago? I don't know, where a kid who was just a normal teenager working at Target had his picture taken and shared on Twitter, and it blew up, and he became like semi-famous just for being Alex from Target. And so this book kind of imagined from the point of view of the boy whose actual name I have forgotten, but the Alex of the book, and then the girl who took his picture and posted it on social media, from their different points of view, how things went after that tweet, or tweet equivalent, because there's a fake Twitter, blew up. And I kind of thought that this would just be like a very fluffy contemporary book, and I just happened to pick it up because I heard that it was a debut, and because it was available on my phone via Cloud Drive, and I started reading it, and right away the biggest strength of the book was really obvious, which is that the 2 points of view are very, very distinct and very strong, and they add significant depth to the story. I think the best way to explain this sort of is that instead of just being like, oh, like this is how I viewed this and this is how I viewed this, but it being the same general events sort of happened, but the way that everyone reacted to them was different for the girl who posted, her name's Rachel, the girl who posted the photo and the boy who was in the photo. The way that their friend groups reacted was different, the way that the people who were not friends with them reacted was different, the way that their parents reacted was different, and this was really clear through the points of view. Rachel really had a lot of bullying that she was subjected to initially. When the tweet went viral, the way that Rachel, the girl who took the photo, was treated and the way that the subject of the photo was treated were very different, and they diverged significantly. And so even though the events were basically the same, like the way that it happened was different, and so clearly the way each of them perceived the situation was completely different. As the book went on, this was kind of explored, and the two characters sort of interacted more and more with each other. They knew each other kind of ostensibly at the beginning of the book, but not like really well. It was interesting to see them get to know each other as all of this popularity and publicity and everything was happening around them, but also like just getting to know a different person can be awkward, and so that was interesting as well. The story really went beyond the simple premise to show the effects of parental and peer pressure, bullying, and strong friendships on both of the characters in all of these events. I personally didn't love the book as much as I could have, because early on I kind of got in my head this idea that maybe this one thing was going to happen, and then that thing didn't happen, and then I was a little disappointed because I was like, but you could have gone this way and you went this other way instead. But I don't think the way that they went was bad or unreasonable or in any way really detracted from the book. It just, in my silly mind, detracted from my perfect image of the book. Anyway, if you want to know more about exactly what I was hoping for, I'm going to put it in my Goodreads review behind spoiler tags because it is spoilery. But in general, I was really surprised by this book. I really enjoyed it. I would totally recommend this book, either if the premise sounds interesting to you, or even if you just want to read a book where you see kind of a singular event from two very distinct points of view and just different, completely different surrounding reactions people have to this girl and this guy and this singular viral moment. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope that I have convinced you to give this book a try, and I will see you next time with another debut review. Bye!